What is up, my friends? So huge episode, right? I mean, very action paced, directed by Carl Weathers, and it is just so good, right? Very much appreciated that we're getting into some very actiony episodes, and the Mandalorian's always been like this, right? Since season one, it slowly brews into something bigger, and it's sort of like that slow burn, but once it starts sparking, it just goes off in flames. Now, this episode, we saw Karga and Marshall actually return, and that was a pretty welcoming surprise. We saw Baby Yoda go to school and then steal some snacks, so that was pretty cute right there, and it made me want some cookies now. So we end up getting Mando having to get repairs on his ship, and in the meantime, his old buddies are like, "How about we do a little mission? Because you're gonna wait a while, and you need to help us. We need your help with this." And what they need the help with is clearing the Moff Gideon's base from last time. So basically, it ain't all gone. It's still there for some reason, and they're like, we have to get rid of it because we ain't want this on a planet. Now, they end up finding that it's actually a lab, and this got me thinking, are we about to see the Emperor or something happening? Like his cloning and all of this here? We don't get no confirmation really as to what is happening, but Mando realizes that Moff Gideon is alive, and so this makes him go back to the child because we don't want Moff getting close to the child at all. So realizing what danger lies ahead, he jets back, and the rest are going to deal with the base and all of the other troops that are there. And ultimately it leads to a big chase scene, which I think was one of the best shot scenes in Star Wars ever. And so it was just beautifully done, and it was just exciting to see. Now, what we end up seeing happening, however, is Mando comes to the rescue, and it looks like everything is good and back to normal. And so everybody's happy, and then we get cut that no, there was actually a betrayal that happened during this, and that's during the process of repairing Mando's ship. They actually put a tracker so Moff Gideon can know where he is, and so they can go get the child. And they need the child because during a recording that they listen to when they're at the base, they realize that whatever they're experimenting on, or whatever they're creating, it needs more blood of the child, so they are very much so trying to get this child, Moff Gideon. And I'm just like, no, not my baby Yoda. Leave him alone. But I do believe that the next episode we are going to be getting a ton more action, as now Moff Gideon knows exactly where the Mandalorian and the child are going to be. And the last shot of this is very interesting because I could go either two ways. I think that they're trying to make Anakin clones, or they're trying to make Jedi clones, something like that, because we see a bunch of Darth Vader armor, or it could be like a Dark Trooper type of armor, but it looks very similar to Darth Vader's armor. We see Moff Gideon walk down that aisle, and he's just like left to right, that's all you see. So I don't know if they're trying to recreate Anakin and clones and then have them be fighters, sort of like the Stormtroopers were, Revenge of the Clones, all of that. And that might be the reason that they're looking for Baby Yoda, is to sort of give them the Force to these clones. So yeah, it should be interesting what's going to happen. This is turning more sci-fi than anything. Spaghetti Western in the beginning, and now it's looking much more horrific and sci-fi-ish. So I'm pretty excited to see both of these men together and clash, and what's that going to make. So as I'm saying, that's my opinion on what exactly is happening at the end here. Another possibility is that we could just be seeing the first beginning of Snoke, and then we would eventually see him in the movies. So it looked like Snoke if you look at the person, that thing, whatever was in that tank. But I could be wrong. It could just be the Emperor, or it could just be a whole different thing. You let me know what you think. Especially when we saw the little bits of the lab, we saw there was like something in there. Who knows what's gonna happen now, because they had the whole reactor go. So if they moved anything from the lab, or if they have another lab, or what's gonna happen, that should be interesting to see. Overall, this episode, as I said, was very much so welcomed in my opinion, because I like how we're starting to sort of unravel everything that's going on, Moff Gideon's plan as well. I do believe he is trying to create his own army, and he's just trying to become the next big thing. So we'll see how that works out for him, right? Seems to me that Moff Gideon has this whole plan orchestrated to bring a Darth Vader army, or at least a Jedi army, and that's the reason he is really wanting to use the child, because the child possesses these abilities that are very much so, like, he is one with the Force. I mean, he took some cookies like nothing, and he's still like a baby. Imagine once he grows. So I think that's why Moff Gideon is really after him and wants to complete this experiment that just sounds insane. And so we'll see how that goes right there. Let me know what your favorite part of this episode was. However, to me, it was definitely Baby Yoda being in school. I thought that was like one of the cutest things ever. And especially when he wanted those cookies and the kid was like, nah, you ain't getting some. But Baby Yoda was like, yeah, I'm a Jedi. I got some mind tricks of my own I can do. And so we saw him do that. So let me know what your favorite part of the episode was as well. And what is your theory, opinion on what Moff Gideon is trying to do? As I said, after seeing those Darth Vader armors all around him, I'm just assuming he's trying to create an army of them and just rule over the universe. But you let me know what you think is happening here. Could this have something to do with the Emperor as well, as we saw him in Rise of Skywalker and found out that he was a clone of the previous Emperor? Or, you know what, maybe it could go that way. They were trying to do like this Darth Vader army, Jedi army, whatever, but then they were like, you know what, let's clone the Emperor instead, and that's how we'll like do this whole thing, right? I mean, that could be a way of looking at what's happening here. And then that could really tie up things for the future installments. There was a kid in the school who I thought would have been Rey, but it doesn't make sense that it's Rey when I think about it more. So I'm not talking about that, but I'm pretty sure they added that in there for that. So we got about 4 more episodes to go. I think the next episode we are definitely going to be getting Ahsoka. And maybe we'll get some more revelations as to who Sasha Banks is going to be. In the previous episode, we had seen her, and she was that mystery woman, but we're still not entirely sure what's going on. I'll be making an episode. I probably have a couple of theories of what's to come, and so I'll make an episode, video, whatever, talking about who I believe she could be playing. So we'll see if any of that comes into fruition next episode of The Mandalorian as well. Moff Gideon, let me just say, he is terrifying, and I can't wait to see him in action. I think we're going to be seeing him take on Ahsoka, no doubt about that. But anyways, as always, that's going to do it for me. If you haven't already followed me, why don't you go ahead and subscribe, turn on the bell for notifications, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share, all of that good stuff. We are on the road to 20,000 subscribers. Let's get to it. We are so close, and I'm so super excited. You can follow me on TikTok for more stuff on the things you love, from horror stuff on Campfire Tales, or for movie stuff, Direct Bulletin, all provided down below. I'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.